First things first, I'm a native Texan, born and raised in Austin, Texas. So
Howdy, y'all.
when Beyoncé came out with Cowboy Carter, it spoke to my heart personally because obviously I'm a country girl. I listened to the album about 3 times total. I am also a Virgo, so we share that connection, and I feel like her music kind of speaks to me in that way. Like I just feel her music on a different level. So I've been a Beyoncé fan since the beginning of time, 1999, Destiny's Child, The Writing's on the Wall. So I have listened to every single one of her albums, from self-titled, for all the Destiny's Child albums, Renaissance, and of course, most recently, Cowboy Carter. So Beyoncé dropped 2 songs as a teaser. It was 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em. I love both of those songs, but 16 Carriages has a personal hold on me. It just really speaks to my childhood growing up in Texas, you know, wanting to see big things, wanting to live in LA, live on the West Coast, and, you know, really just having those big dreams, but feeling like, you know, you come from a family, you come from humble beginnings, from the country, you're a country girl, and it's hard to get there. And you're just trying to grow up and trying to find, and, you know, passion and what makes you, you know, you, and find your destiny, what you're determined to do in life and what your purpose is. And so I really love 16 Carriages, but Texas Hold'em is definitely gonna be a summer smash. It's gonna be one of those dance songs that we're all two-stepping to this summer. I love the fact that she made a song that we can really genuinely two-step to. 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em did not prepare me for what I was about to listen to with Cowboy Carter. Beyoncé gets deep, and I love that she featured so many Black country artists on this album. She also featured people like Miley Cyrus and Post Malone, and I mean, the songs are incredible. Her first song on the album is called American Requiem, and it's all about breaking down barriers and standing together and standing for something. And she says that multiple times on the song. I love how at the end she says, "I'm the grandbaby of a moonshine man, Gadsden, Alabama," because Daddy Alabama. And then she says, "Got family down in Galveston, rooted in Louisiana, Mama Louisiana." And she shouts out, obviously, Galveston, Texas. If you're from Texas, you've been to Galveston, you've been to Houston, you've been to Dallas, you've been to El Paso, you've been to Fort Worth, you've been to Arlington, Tyler, Texas, Brownsville, Brownwood. Like, you know Texas, you know Texas. So I feel like she's just talking to all of us country people. When she shouted out Alabama, I also felt that too, because I lived in Alabama for 2 years of my life. So I lived in Mobile, Alabama. It is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. A lot of people think it originated in Louisiana and New Orleans, but it really did originate in Alabama. So that's a crazy fact. But also, Mobile, Alabama is one of the very last places that the last slave ship, the Clotilda, landed, and it was actually an illegal slave ship. And so a lot of our ancestors come from Alabama, and a lot of people do not know that. Beyoncé also covered the song Blackbird, which is a song originated by the Beatles. And the song really represents the women in the civil rights period who were oppressed. The next song, Protector, was so sweet. It was a letter to Rumi, and at the beginning you can hear her daughter, Rumi, her youngest daughter, one of the twins, basically like, "Mommy, can I hear the lullaby?" And I thought that was so sweet, and I almost like shed a tear on that song, but the tears came later in the album for me. My Rose was also a really dope song. How many times have you let yourself get you down, my dear? Like, how many times have you let yourself get there? And I love that she's talking about that, because I feel like we're all so vulnerable at times and can be victim to letting ourselves get us down, especially if you're a Virgo. You understand how it feels to be very meticulous and want to be a perfectionist and everything to go right, but sometimes things just don't go right, and you have to be okay with that. And so I love that song. It's really short, but it's sweet. Being a girl from Austin, Texas, I love me some Willie Nelson. The fact that she had Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton both feature on the album was incredible. So I love how they had the quick little interludes. He's 90 years old, so for her to have gotten the Willie Nelson on this track is simply legendary. Love you, Beyoncé. You can definitely tell how well thought out all of the transitions are between all of the songs. Beyoncé really is a mastermind when it comes to seamlessly blending music from song to song, the placement of the track list. Like, she literally is a genius. Bodyguard is gonna be a summer smash. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Bodyguard is that song. It's that summer feel good vibe. You know what I mean? She says they couldn't have me and they never will. Got that Davis in my bones. And that kind of intrigued me because my grandpa, his last name is Davis, and I'm really a Davis. And now I'm wondering, are me and Beyonce related? Ooh, Jolene. Jolene, y'all. That song, oh my goodness. Her cover of Jolene was incredible, and to have Dolly Parton co-sign and say, yes, I would love to have Beyoncé cover Jolene, and the fact that she did on this album was so sweet. I love how she transformed Jolene from being the woman who's oppressed to being like, nah, Jolene, back up from my man. you can't have them. My favorite part of that song is when she was like, Jolene, I know I'm a queen, Jolene, but I'm still a Creole banjee from Louisiana. Okay, so she's basically saying, baby girl, I'm from Louisiana, don't try me. Daughter reminds me of just growing up in the country. I love how she seamlessly blends opera into this song. Beyoncé, if you've been a fan of hers for a long time, you notice that she's a fan of opera. So she's covered Ave Maria, and she's so beautiful whenever she hits those octaves. She's really an amazing opera singer. Spaghetti, whew. Now this one, Rap Beyoncé, came out on this track, y'all, because I ain't in no gang, but I got shooters and I bang. And when she said that, I said, Beyoncé, hold on. I was not ready, Alligator Tears, love this one. My mom and dad always used to say, I cried alligator tears, which was basically their way of saying like, you know, you're trying to pull the sympathy card. So I thought that was funny. She was talking about how, you know, she loves her man so much and adores him, but even takes the bullshit, and we can all relate. Just for fun, I love how she starts this one. She says, time heals everything and I don't need anything. Just those simple words mean so much. They're so impactful. She features Willie Jones in this song, and I just really identify with this song because it's hard to really know your purpose. And you feel like every day is a new struggle and things aren't happening on your timeline. But, you know, Beyoncé writes for people who I feel like she knows are having a rough time in life, navigating, you know, the ups and downs and getting through tough times and coming out stronger on the other end. Two Most Wanted, masterpiece. I have always loved Miley Cyrus, AKA Hannah Montana. That's been my girl since I was in high school, middle school, high school. I love Miley, and whenever she did Jolene, I fell in love with that cover of that song as well. And for her and Beyoncé to collab on this song, and they sound so beautiful together. Like the harmonies are something from a different world. They are angelic. You could tell that they were switching octaves, and it was just, I just can't even explain it. I'll be your shotgun rider until the day I die. Like that shit was so sweet. Love, 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 love. Levi's Jeans. All right, this one, Post Malone featured on this song, and this is also gonna be a summer smash, I can tell you right now. Every Texan that has owned basically a pair of Levi jeans at some point in their life, we can identify. He said, where you get that from? She said, you need to meet my mama. And at the end, Post Malone says, need you all night long. Yo, my Renaissance. So that was an ode to her Act 1 album, Renaissance. Her next track is called Flamenco. And if you don't know anything about the flamenco, it is a beautiful form of dance and song from Hispanic culture. And I can't remember what they're called, but you know, those little ding, ding, ding. And so that song had a lot of that in there with the country twang, but it talks about life and death and basically showing people that are in your life now as they're growing older. We know they're not going to be here forever, that you love them while they're here. Give them their flowers while they're here. I love that song. She featured Linda Martell, and one of her songs was The Linda Martell Show. Stretches across a range of genres. That's what Linda Martell says as she introed into Yaya. And if you have listened to the album, you know Yaya is that girl. Yaya also is gonna be a summer song, summer smash. We love this song, but she's really deep in this song, and I don't think you really would know how deep it is until you really listen. But she says, whole lot of red in that white and blue, history can't be erased. When she said that line, I was like, okay. She said, turn up the vinyl and the radio because we can't watch news nowadays. She wasn't lying. That song gave me a little bit of Elvis. It gave me a little James Brown. Oh, Louisiana. That one gives me Jimi Hendrix. It has a short intro into Desert Eagle, which I also could feel like continues into the Jimi Hendrix vibes. It talks about everything's bigger in Texas, because everything is bigger in Texas. Riverdance is easily one of my favorite songs. I feel like it has a funky Beyonce twist. It's almost an unexplainable mix of fiddle, but has some of that down south Houston feel to it. I feel like it has elements of Solange in there. And I love how she goes, bounce on this shit, hey, bounce on this shit, no, hey, bounce on this shit, hey, bounce on this shit, no. So she takes you from like a journey of wanting to twerk and shake your, you know what I'm saying? She wants you to dance, but then it brings you back down, and then you have some of the more heartfelt songs, and then she brings you back up. So Beyonce's always like bringing you on a roller coaster with her, an emotional roller coaster, and it's just so beautiful how she chooses her track list, and she fits each song in seamlessly. Just chef's kiss. Tyrant, this is what I'm talking about. So you go from 2 hands to heaven, which gets you in your feelings. She's talking about 10,000 steps to the time of your life. She's talking about forgiveness. She says, I'm a stallion running, no candle in the wind, my feet on the dashboard, and I go really fast, boy. So it really brings you into that like country feel and being on an old country road and driving fast and seeing the dirt fly by you, you know. She says, singing sweet songs to Las Vegas, singing I Will Carry On. That one actually made me cry. When I talked about tears, this song was the one that got me. Two hands to heaven for sure. Then she brings you to Tyrant, and the next thing you know, you are over here like dancing and having a good time. So she honestly really knows how to take you through that emotional journey. Sweet Honey Buckin' was a crazy song because it's like 3 songs into one. This one features Shabuzi, and it starts off very Texas honky tonk, you know what I'm saying? Very, very Texas, but it has a new age twist. She's talking about Route 44, what you need from the stove. Like, of course, if you're from Texas, you know that if you're having a barbecue with your family, somebody forgot something, we need some ice, we need some beer, we need some drinks, so can somebody go to the stove? And everybody's asking, you want something from the stove? You know what I'm saying? She gets us. That was one of her last songs, and then she closes with Amen, which was such a beautiful song to close on. And I just feel like this one was just so beautiful. Mercy on me, baby, have mercy on me, and the way she sings it, and then she ends it tying it back into American Requiem, and it was just simply a masterpiece. So that is my review on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album. I am in love with this album. I would definitely say it's a top 3. Beyonce's calling it her best work, and I will say if you really listen to this album, you need to listen with an open heart, an open mind, listen from start to finish. Don't skip a track. You really need to listen to it as it was intended to be listened to. Beyonce said people don't make albums anymore, and when she said that, I feel like she really spoke to the music industry of how people really like to make quick hits, you know, and that's fun for a certain amount of time, but musicians and art is really about creating a masterpiece and creating a whole work of art that you can really devote and give your all to. And I feel like she really did this in Cowboy Carter.